When it comes to storm preparedness, it's important to pay attention to the trees in your yard. As a matter of fact, experts suggest you have a professional examine your trees every 4 to 5 years. They'll look for things like holes in your trees, which can weaken them, cause branches to come down during a storm. Now, you may also want to have your trees pruned so that the wind can go ahead and blow right through them. Now, if large branches or trees do come down during a hurricane or storm, you may want to have a tree company come in, make sure there are no other trees in your yard that pose a threat during future storms. And another thing that you need to look out for when making sure your house can handle a hit from Mother Nature, having a roof that's in good shape.
Yeah, Brian Spyros went to the folks at Peninsula Roofing to find out what you should be paying close attention to before the bad weather arrives.
Your home is important to you, and the relentless wind and rain associated with strong storms can cause a great deal of damage. The goal is for your house to handle whatever Mother Nature throws your way.
When storms come in, the roof is the most important portion of your building envelope that keeps the water out of your house and stops your house from suffering significant internal property damage. The problem is, because the roof is high up in the air sometimes, it's out of mind.
Sean Fahey is the Vice President of Operations for Peninsula Roofing in Salisbury. He's seen firsthand the damage a storm can cause, especially on someone's roof. That's why people need to be mindful of what's going on over their heads. Sean says it's all about being proactive.
We recommend everybody, both residential and commercial customers, sign up with a maintenance and inspection program where you have someone come out, and we do this, someone comes out, inspects the roof twice a year and after storms to make sure that you're A, ready for storms, and B, when a storm comes through, that you haven't suffered any damage, or if you have, that you can respond to it quickly before it turns into a catastrophic loss.
So how easy is it for a storm to cause damage? Sean says that all depends on the condition of your roof. One way to tell, pay close attention to your shingles.
A lot of times on where people have shingle roofs, especially when they're aging, you'll see the corners of the shingles start to curl. You will also see significant granule loss. Those are the ceramic things that are embedded into shingles to give it their color and to protect from UV radiation. And as they age, you will also wind up seeing those individual missing tabs. An individual tab by itself may not be a problem, but you should have it checked out to make sure that you don't have a larger issue.
All right, Sean, so we have this house here. Is there anything going on with the roof that could prove problematic during a storm?
Well, obviously this is an aging roof. As shingles age, they can become more brittle and a wind can take them off the building. If you look at the edge of the roof, you can see that there are multiple layers of roofing on here. Multiple layers can make that top layer more vulnerable to wind damage. And there have been numerous repairs made at the base of the chimney. In a strong wind-driven rain, it's likely that water could enter the building at that point.
If you don't have a shingle roof on your home, condo, or business, that doesn't mean you have nothing to worry about.
You want to make sure that the roof is inspected because a flat roof is more susceptible to damage from puncture or flying debris, or uplift actually causing the roof to lift up and blow off the building.
And that brings up an important issue. Make sure there's no debris or loose equipment on your roof that can fly off during a storm and cause damage to property or a person. And if there are low-lying branches or foliage rubbing up against your roof, cut it all back. Over time, it can cause wear and tear. Also, clean out your gutters so they don't back up and force water under the shingles. And remember, even if you don't see damage after a storm, or any bad weather for that matter, that doesn't mean it's not there.
We've had customers where their roof didn't leak in the storm. There was nothing obvious until you got up on the roof that there was a problem. But if we hadn't been out inspecting it, the next strong wind probably would have taken the roof off.
As the old saying goes, better to be safe than sorry.
Another piece of advice, Sean says, after a storm, never give up. Get up on the roof to inspect it yourself. It's very easy for someone to fall off the roof depending on how wet or damaged it is from the storm. Have a professional come out and take a look for you.
Some things you just shouldn't do yourself. Still ahead on Delmarva Live, as a storm is approaching, many people storm the store to get all those last-minute items. That's why it's so important to be ahead of the game. Rommel's Ace will show us the items that will come in handy before, during, and after the storm.
Plus, places like Crisfield were hit hard last year by Hurricane Sandy, and Believe it or not, they're still recovering. What you can do to help next.